slow today, and then we will start. Unless it's, let me just double check. Did I do it again? Hang on, just 1 second. All right, so there we are. Okay, so it didn't do it again, that's fine. And then we will start. Okay, I think I got this finally figured out now, or I'm getting it figured out. So anyway, I enjoyed going live with you guys, and I realized just how much I miss it. So I finally got all my work done, all my human work today. And even though it's late, it's like 8:03 here. I thought I would pull some cards today to just see what the energy is all about and how to best help you guys if there's any messages or anything. So that's what I did. And I used the Mayan Oracle book. I really like this one. And the card that came up was the card that was called Eek. Oh, I think we're like streaming it twice. That's really crazy. Anyway, so Eek is how you pronounce it. It looks like the T. And the qualities of this one are spirit, breath, wind, inspiration. Okay, so it's spirit, breath, wind, inspiration, truth, presence, integration of polarities, co-creator of realities, simplicity, unforeseen forces, integration, and focused intent. So that's what the energies have been about today, the last few days. And I wanted to read to you guys about this card. And if you guys have questions or even want me to pull a card for you, if we're still on, I'm more than happy to do that. So say hi if you are here. But I'm just going to read this. I find this deck really, really helpful when I have questions about what's going on or even more specific questions. So it says Eek is the galactic wind. And we were just talking about the wind and the rain and the storms and the blessings that we gave in the last one. It's a catalyzing current, the spirit that moves through all things. It's the divine breath that gives life to all creation, the unseen essence of solar energy. Eek is the breath of inspiration, the fertilizing force of the wind. The essence is the movement of spirit as it penetrates into the form to enliven, purify, and inspire. You are the form and the conduit for this energy. Open simply to spirit and you will be... Hello, amazing grace. Open simply to spirit and you will be vitalized by the sacred current. Receive the gift of Eek by simply taking a conscious breath. Amid the seeming complexity, breathe consciously. Allow your life to be more like the wind, free-flowing and open to spirit. Eek represents spontaneity and simplicity. As you experience the truth of the present moment, Eek leaves you free to move on to the next moment without the baggage of desire, regret, or expectation. Eek is a simple knowledge that invisible forces are always moving in your life, guiding and inspiring. It also embodies the concept of presence. Presence is the expression of beingness, a creator of intimacy. It has to do with being wise in your simplicity. From simple beingness, your true identity emerges. Presence is being open, aware, and in the now. Presence is being there for whatever it is. Think back to a time when someone looked deeply into your eyes, acknowledging your beingness with their full presence. Remember how wonderful and intimate that felt. When you want to be intimate with someone, become equally open, aware, and present. When you bring your awareness into the present moment, everything else falls away. When you are fully present, your mind is not preparing responses to what it is hearing while it is listening and feeling. Drop your evaluating and your reactive nature. Trust that your heart will have the appropriate response when the time comes. Allow your mind to be quiet responsively, like a pool of water, natural in its unconditional acceptance of the moment. Presence is simple. It's like being caught in the moment by the beauty of nature. Presence is the natural state of being. When you are present, your heart feels open, charged and full. When you are present, whether alone or with another, you are loose and relaxed. Time may seem to slow down, and you can expand your awareness with ease, allowing yourself to truly see and be seen. So let your feelings spark through your eyes and the feeling channel that you breathe freely without expectations of judgment. Another gift offered through Eek is the integration of polarities from within you. Polarity is a loom on which reality is strung, the magnetic dance of the universal forces playing in grand cooperation. Polarity is also an important alchemical process used in the transmutation of form and matter. We are now poised in the time when duality is transforming into unity. And that's obviously seen with what's going on in the world. The polarities held in the relationships are male and female aspects. Even the manifestation of karma, everything is changing. We are moving into a time when the polar aspects of all things are coming together in unity. You are the creative field for this integration of the larger patterns of polarity. The potential in all relationships is moving towards trust, openness, and unconditional acceptance. The Maya had a special relationship to Venus because of its unified polarity, seen in the ability to transform itself from the morning star to the evening star. As we unite our polarities, which can be seen as our male and female aspects, we mirror the divine feminine and masculine aspects that are presently uniting to birth the consciousness of the divine child within us. This unification is a state of wholeness that frees and enhances, permeates our beings on all levels. So getting in touch with your male and female aspects and how you perceive them is an integral part of the alchemical process that brings them into harmony. You can begin this process by integrating polarities through an increased understanding of the awareness of both sides of your body. The right side generally represents the male, and the left side is the female. And I find this so interesting because there are times when I have headaches on a specific side, or like a lot of times my left side doesn't function properly, and it's so annoying. And I'm like, if I could just cut the whole left side of me off, it would be so much easier. But I had a teacher once who told me to think about it as the different sides of the masculine and feminine, and it brought a whole new awareness to what was really going on inside me. So I encourage you guys to do that. Let me read it again. The right side represents the male and the left side represents the female. In meditation, observe the qualities of each side. Bring out their issues, fears, strengths, and potentials. Feel them. Move with them. Talk to them. Create and draw images. Make sounds, write about them, and explore their relationships. Then, taking as much time as you need, allow them to flow together, unified in solar energy. Freeing past perception, claim harmony, healing, and love, and bringing a new sense of unity into the present moment. Many people spend lifetimes hidden in denial or trying to complete themselves by seeking their beloved outsides of themselves. As you become aware of the natural unity that exists within you, you will naturally attract other beings who have integrated and balanced their polarities. Or you will draw into your life opposites who can assist you in mirroring the parts of yourself that are not fully balanced. As you unify your internal polarities, you will see profound results in your external world. Relationships will form in which other unified beings come together to create new realities. Working with Eek will serve you in this unification process. Often the star glyph Eek is represented by the symbol T. In the Mayan, this symbol means spirit, wind, air, and divine breath. It also symbolizes the initiation of the sacred tree of life, which represents the evolution of spirit into wholeness of reunion. Similarly, Umba, in Mayan means tree that awakens us, or we awaken in the tree. The mystical connection between man's evolution and the symbol of the sacred tree is clear. Trees provide humans with sacred breath in the form of air, the essence of divine. Another aspect of this metaphor is held in the Mayan term panache B, meaning seeking the root of truth. This refers to the concept of reuniting two things that appear to have been separated. In the search for the root of truth, wholeness is inevitably discovered. Eek holds all the metaphors of this discovery process. The number for Eek, which is 2, represents the sacred polarity, the divine mother and father. In this number, Eek represents the loom of reality on which polarity is woven. The number two being Polarities is often experienced as separate, but 2 also represents integration of polarities, bringing into cooperative alliance and union. This number invites you to explore the sacred magnetism of both your attractions of the opposite sides. The color for Eek is a translucent white light, which reflects truth, clarity of intention, and aspiration of the spirit towards wholeness. White is radiative, composed of all colors. It's the symbol of the material form that is aligned with cosmic force. The color white channels luminous frequencies onto the earth plane, refreshing and renewing. It's like a spring rain. If you wish to work with these energies, visualize the translucent white light. And so this is all related to the blessing that we just gave a couple days ago with the wind, the rain, the storms. And so if you want help with that, go back and just listen to the blessing. And also think about your masculine and your feminine sides. So remember, the left side, I'm left-handed. So the left side is the female side, and the right side is the male side. And you will start looking at things in a whole new way. Trust me. So Amazing Grace, what's been happening with you? How are you doing? It's been such a long time. The other card I thought I would pull is the Energy Oracle deck. So I just got these ones not that long ago. And at first I was thinking they weren't really my favorite, but they actually grew on me really, really fast. And I actually like them a lot now. So what can you tell us to go with the Eek card that we just pulled? What should everybody know? What card do we need? Okay, so the first card that came up was anxiety. Let's see if we have another card. I would shout out anxiety and cornucopia. Balancing my own energies. I know that's like, it's been so, I mean, we always say this every time we come on. We're like, oh, it's really crazy out there. But there's been a lot of energy waves coming in. And I know in my personal journey, even within the last week or so, I've been having these energies of just feeling like I'm an inadequate human, which is kind of beside the point. It doesn't really matter. Like, you know, you're here to do the best job you can. And that's all that matters. And the people who understand you flow to you. So it's really silly to even think that. But the energies have been just so, I guess, unbalanced, or not unbalanced, but the energies have been so wishy-washy lately that, you know, like one day you're feeling really great, and then the next day you're like, why am I even here? And then the next day you think you have a handle on it. And so it's just been all over the place. And you're right, the feeling and sensing and sensitivity has been really high as well. And to even think that like we're all working on ourselves, but like I had someone tell me the other day that we were in the car, and I had someone tell me that I just don't really care about anything. Like, you know, what do you want for dinner? Well, I don't really care. If there was something I really wanted, I would care. Or what do you think about this? I just don't really care. And it's not that I don't care. It's just that if I'm going to put my energy into something, it has to be something that I'm really passionate about. Like day-to-day things, it just doesn't bother me anymore, which doesn't make me less of a human because I'm not so crazy over everything, having an opinion over everything. It doesn't make me a bad human. It makes me realize that I've actually started to focus my energy where I want my energy to be. And I think when you make those shifts, it can be hard sometimes because people look at you and they don't see what they want to see, right? They want to see, a lot of people just want to see like a normal human. Normal humans have opinions about everything. And, you know, and it's just, as you grow, some of the opinions don't really matter, right? I'm glad you can relate, because I feel like I feel like I'm just kind of randomly talking, but I think it's important. I think it's okay to it's okay to be somewhere in the middle with your polarity. You know, everybody thinks, not everybody, but a lot of people think of things like good, bad, in the middle. Like that's polarity, right? And you're always on a scale. And so if you can be in the middle of that scale, that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing. Now, obviously, there's some things that if you're passionate about, you should fight for because that's personal to you. But, you know, certain things, anyway, you get it. Okay, so let's see what this card has to say, because I know a lot of people have been feeling anxiety lately. In fact, we just got a really nice message in the Historical Apothecary from a family. I'm trying to think where they're from. They're overseas, a family overseas, and they said that they were just so happy to receive their anxiety balm, and that it has helped so much in the craziness of the world, and just to bring some peace, calm, and a chance to breathe, which ironically is like what the E card was about, just taking a moment to just shut everything off for a second and just be in the moment of you. And I think that's really important. So if you guys haven't done that lately, if you haven't been in the moment of you, you need to do that. So just take some time, step outside, take a deep breath, and just kind of recenter yourself. And if you can, go outside in your bare feet and stand on the grass and recenter yourself, and just ask Gaia to help kind of cleanse the energies and bring in new energies and to help ground you, and you'll feel a lot better. So let's go into anxiety. So this is the anxiety card, number 18, which is 9. And it says the woman on this card is filled with anxiety, worrying about something that causes her a great deal of discomfort. Receiving this card upright indicates that you may be experiencing a time of increased stress, perhaps even a situation that you find yourself brooding about much of the time. I think a lot of people are having a lot of anxiety lately. However, if you'll notice the scene outside the window, the storm is distant and perhaps even moving away. Whatever is going on, this card is telling you to release the worry and let yourself relax. Brooding and fretting will never solve things, so trust in yourself and your own process. When you live with a relaxed heart and mind, you're far more likely to receive the solutions that you seek. And I think that's so true. That kind of goes with when I was told that I just don't care about anything. It's not that I don't care about anything, but I'm in a relaxed state, you know? It doesn't pay to fret over stuff. Breathing, so Amazing Grace says, breathing and being in the moment of now has been in awareness a lot lately. Yes, I think it's so important, especially with, like, things are gonna get worse before they get better. We're not over this whole thing yet, but you know, the tower has to come down before new stuff can be built. So yes, I hear you. And then 11 is cornucopia. I'm not sure. It looks like, oh, it might just be fruit. I thought somebody was sitting on top of the cornucopia, but let's see. So that's number 11. So cornucopia, an abundant harvest and great blessings are awaiting you, and you may even find all of your wishes fulfilled. This cornucopia of gifts from the universe can come in forms of financial riches, job fulfillment, romantic love, or all of the above. When you receive the cornucopia upright, you know that you've done important work and it's about to pay off. The seeds you've planted in your energy and in your life are ready to be harvested in some significant ways. So get ready for a great feast of abundance. Value is being prepared for you now, and Spirit is applauding you for all your efforts. I was just thinking of that. I was thinking about, because while writing my book, I was thinking about how we on Earth perceive those in higher situations. So how people perceive kings, queens, rulers, army generals. And I was thinking to myself, nobody really, this isn't specifically in Ramsey's case. I was thinking nobody really knows anything about him. All they know about him and all they perceive about him is what they know, what they know from the outside persona that was chosen to be left behind. And so people don't even look back on these people, these famous people, or these people who have great historical significance, as even being having struggles or having anxiety or having moments where they just don't think they can go any further. And we've had a lot of conversations about moments in time where, you know, Ramses specifically was in a moment where he just thought he couldn't go any further. And then, you know, I stepped in or whatever to help him regain his footing and be like, you can do this. And I think that what history is missing is the struggles that it actually takes to do the things that you're thinking about, or to do the things that you know need to be done. And a lot of us struggle, but that's not talked about. It's just talked about, you know, the end game. And I think that I think that needs to change in order to see the full scope of these specific people. I've just been thinking about that a lot lately. And well, it's nice to have like this hero, this idea of this hero who conquered all odds to like do whatever they need to do. I think especially now in this moment, it's really good to know that these heroes have the same struggles that you guys have. It's not like they're these infinite, like miraculous beings who are just like, you know, we're gonna do this and it's done. You know, there's like thought processes that go into this, and sometimes those thought processes don't work, and how are you going to change them? And just when you feel like you can't go anymore, how you pick yourself back up and you go. I think those are really important stories to be sharing. And so anyway, I want to read what you said in this. So being in the moment and being aware, loving the depths you're going, because it's so real and true. Thank you. Yeah. So I don't know, I've just been thinking a lot about a lot of things lately to do with the earth and the current situations on the earth, and how people are choosing to handle them. And then you have people who, just because they're not handling them the way somebody else would, they get all upset. And we're really showing, I think, our bare, the stripping everything raw and showing everybody like where we are right now. And I think we need to remember the love and the compassion, and that not everybody is the same. And so you can't force someone to think the way you do or believe the way you do just because you think it's right. That's not how it works. And I think once we start understanding this and having more compassion, things will calm down and change for the better. Also, they were talking about this book, the Eek card, which was in the form of the T, which is kind of interesting. It was talking about how the divine feminine and the divine masculine, and something else I want to touch on, probably not in this topic, but is the twin flame scenario, because I had to write a lot about it in my book. And I think it's funny that Eek talks about the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and there's even a T there. I know that I've made videos about this in the past while I was going through my journey, and I had to go through my journey in order to, I think, properly understand this. But I think the twin flame thing, from my personal perspective, is not what the current people on Earth have brought it up to be. And I think there's reasons for that. But I think, how do I want to talk about this? I don't want to get like into it. But I think the most important thing is to understand that the twin flame is within you. It's probably 99.9% not the person you think is the twin flame. And there's a reason for that, and it has to do with what the secret government programs have done and how they use the term twin flame to like love light people. And so this idea of like what a twin flame is and what you guys all go through together, these are the same things that happen when you get love bit in the program. And so you can have an amazing romantic connection and be like twin flames, but that label is wrong. It's not necessarily a twin flame. So I know that some of you probably don't want to hear that, but the real term of the matter is that there is something that is almost like a twin flame that we currently have no label for in our planet. And it's, I don't have a label for it, so I'm not gonna even try to make one up. But so don't fret. Like if you're listening to this and you're like, oh my God, like she's totally crazy, I have to have a twin flame. It's still something. Don't worry, you can put a label on it if you feel really connected to this person, but it's not necessarily a twin flame. That's actually a term that was taken over by the Super Soldier program. So we have this kind of like twin flame epidemic, a pandemic, I guess, because it would be like worldwide right now. And I think a lot of people are really confused about it. And it's kind of important to me to like talk about it, but this wasn't the reason that I went on today, or was it? I don't know. But anyway, you know, everybody has their own perception of what is real. And so you just do you. If you're interested in what I'm saying and you start looking into it, you might find some interesting information, but I'm not like telling you what to believe. I'm putting it out there for your consideration. So Amazing Grace says, to me, it's two souls aligned on a similar path in unity of humanity. I like that. I like that a lot in vibration. Yeah, I was talking to Ramses about this. And his definition of like how he feels about twin flames is just absolutely hilarious. But I'm not going to attempt to like say it because I will totally muck it up. But they according to him, they do exist, but it's like super rare, and who it would be like dating yourself, right? Or like having a partner with yourself, which he says is like boring, right? Because you would want someone who like matches your vibration, like you said, and you know, have similar soul essences, but are not the same. And so he's like, so I'm not sure why everybody is like all in this twin flame thing. It's not what everybody thinks it is. Do they exist? Yes, but there's other choice words thrown in there too. But now that I've like kind of completed this whole journey and I have a better understanding with it, I can see where in those moments on my path, it helped me get through some of the really tough moments before I knew what the Super Soldier program was, to think about it as a twin flame, because I didn't have any other terminology to define it. And I think here on Earth, we humans, we need labels and things to put stuff in boxes to make us feel better about it. Because if there's something that you're feeling or that you're thinking or that you're experiencing that doesn't have a label, it's assumed that it's like wrong, or that something's wrong with you. And that's not the way it should work. We need to change that, because when you're searching for a label, then you start thinking, well, I fit into this label, but I kind of have some of these, so like I'm not really sure. And then you start putting yourself in a box. And so I want to at least tell you guys about this, so you have another perspective that you can look into. So I think for some people it helps them on a journey. It sure helped me until I got to a point that I could fully understand what could be beyond a twin flame, or why a twin flame is not the end all be all, and how in our society we've lifted it to this like really, really high stature, and everybody strives to obtain this thing that is actually a form of control. And that's how I see it anyway, that you're led to believe is this wonderful, amazing journey when really it's a form of control with the love bite program. And so there are bigger and better things out there. So I think, I guess I came to talk about that today, apparently. But wow, that was really out of the blue. So anyway, it's so nice, Amazing Grace, that you always like pop in when I go on, because I don't ever really tell anybody about it. But I think that's probably it for today. We could talk more about the EEK card, but I think all in all, if for people who are brand new to this, if we just start thinking about our masculine sides and our feminine sides, and stepping outside to ground, and realizing that the frustration and anxiety and stuff, it's doesn't really help with things. And I still do it. Like there are days when I'm working where I have so much anxiety, and I'm not really sure where it comes from. I think for me personally, it's just feeling like overwhelmed with everything. And I have these two sides where I sit there and I'm like, it doesn't matter, because fretting about it just makes it worse for me, because really I have so many human hours in a day that I can get done, and I just have to prioritize. And so then, I prioritize, and it helps a little bit. But so what I'm saying is I'm not exempt from this. It still happens, but starting to recognize when this stuff happens, why it's happening, and how you don't really have control over everything. You can pick and choose. Well, you actually do have control over it, but you don't. Yeah, you do have control over it, and you can pick and choose how you want to handle it. And I think that's probably the biggest thing there. So, and also stepping outside, and just taking a breath, and looking at the sun, and looking at the moon, and barefoot on the ground. I think that was all that I needed to say today. So I'm going to close with the blessing, and thank you so much for watching and for tuning in later. I appreciate it. Deshaya ta uso to tia na la atukopo, tia shuno tu bujaga sata. Tia lo uno so tia to tia to la ana, na ya so tia na ko kalia jonata pia so to tia ta aka. Na lia no no nia to so to tia puna, kula asha tia sasa. Kia kukola mono onesia to pujene kate ata la ata. Ia so no kuputania, na ya sata mashuku shahana, na sala ata. Kia su upipia lo anani omoso tutai. Kia shania sana. Matia lopoko, mania shukona. Tia sakana ata asa no po tia shona siata. Pia sataya na ata poko to tia shonana. Pia la asana niata ata ona. Kasha shia shona societa oma. Baliata kakoshana mandiata osata. Balakana, niashonono, sia su osha, la ana takiata. Paseniata la ba, kuto bonushunia sono. Naya satiata ta no tiato no, baya sotataya shukonia sono. Mayata la asa no niata ta, ku ushu tatea laba, kukaya nata aina sutupa, layato ushu no niata a, kala asa tiato kupatiata na la, papai tatupi isa, pa asha. Nakulo patia ku umatiata la asa tiato na shitiato tiata ana, ka alapia usa babiajo no ta, kia kikia ko tata. Tala ana no to asa tiata ka ayata no o tiata ku ko tiata ta kota ana pa pala shidia sona tiata to opatiata tana ka ata ia ta taina ta sadiata o shotiata ku patiata hana kusa kia ko oshko la ana tia mansa sia ku oja pa asa tiata na le apo o tiata kona ta tia so tiana mo osa pa asha ko pa ala ata uma mahata as ko shaya sa na yata o sa ka aditia to o na ato ko utopa ka ashe ka ia na yalo ota ka shukukune to puna dia no to piacha te ko to tia to taya ka ashe ta asa na ata po ushutia pa sana aniato na sale ato shuno hono no ne aso taya ta ana po ota papayata la ata na sia to osha na la hana asta yasta wahana ko maneata na hala Namaste. Oh my gosh, Solar, hi. It's been a really long time. I hope you're doing well. That's so crazy. Well, I wasn't gonna chat about anything more today, unless there's something to chat about, Solar. I'm gonna wait a few minutes to see if you're still there. I'm not sure if you are. Okay, so thank you guys so much, and many blessings, and much love, and we will see you guys later. Take care.